Anthony Burgess's A Clockwork Orange, first published in 1962, is a disturbing and brilliant novel that explores the limits of free will, the dangers of authoritarian control, and the role language plays in shaping identity. Told from the perspective of a teenage boy named Alex, the novel forces us to navigate a world where violence is normal and where the government's cure may be worse than the disease. But at its core, the novel is a question in disguise. If we take away a person's ability to choose between good and evil, are they still human? One of the most striking features of A Clockwork Orange is its use of language. The story is narrated in Natsat, a fictional slang Burgess created by blending English with Russian, Romani, and Cockney rhyming slang. Words like drug for friend, vidi for see, and tolchuk for hit immerse us in Alex's world, but they also distance us from it. At first, language feels like a barrier we struggle to understand, and in that struggle, Burgess forces us to confront the violence in a different way. It's coded, distorted, just like Alex's own moral compass. As we adapt to Nadsat, something more disturbing happens. We begin to understand Alex. We start thinking in his words. And by the time we've become fluent, we're uncomfortably close to empathizing with a narrator who takes joy in cruelty. That's not an accident. Burgess manipulates us, just as the government manipulates Alex. He uses language as a tool to examine how identity is formed and how easily it can be altered. By filtering the entire narrative through this invented dialect, Burgess also explores the power of language to reshape perception. Alex doesn't just speak Natsat, he lives it. It protects him from fully understanding the pain he causes, and it protects us too, until it doesn't. Beyond language, A Clockwork Orange is deeply philosophical. Its central question is about moral choice. Is it better to choose evil than to be forced into good? Burgess's answer is yes. After Alex is arrested for murder, the government offers him a chance to be reformed through the Ludovico technique, a brutal form of aversion therapy that conditions him to become physically sick at the thought of violence. He's no longer capable of doing harm, but not because he's changed. He's simply being reprogrammed. This leads to one of the novel's most important lines. Quote, "When a man cannot choose, he ceases to be a man." End quote. In Burgess's view, morality is only meaningful when it's the result of free will. The government sees a nonviolent citizen, but what they've created is something inhuman, a clockwork orange. Organic on the outside, mechanical on the inside. Shell of a person. Alex's treatment becomes a metaphor for any system that values obedience over humanity. Burgess isn't just talking about psychology, he's warning us about politics, religion, and even education. Anytime we trade freedom for order, we risk losing the very thing that makes us human, the power to choose. Burgess designed A Clockwork Orange with mathematical precision. The novel has 21 chapters divided into 3 parts of 7 chapters each. The number 21 is symbolic. In many cultures, it's the age when a person is legally considered an adult. It represents maturity, completion, and the possibility of growth. This structure becomes especially important when we reach the final chapter. In the original British edition, Alex begins to feel tired of violence. He reconnects with an old friend, now married, and starts to imagine a future beyond crime. He doesn't become perfect, but he becomes self-aware. He dreams of having a family, of becoming something more. That ending wasn't included in the first American editions. Without Chapter 21, the novel ends in a cynical loop, with Alex falling back into old habits. Burgess was frustrated by this. He believed that the final chapter was essential, that without it, the story had no moral arc. Chapter 21 shows that true change can't be forced. It has to come from within, and it reminds us that even the most broken people are capable of redemption, given time. While Alex may be the most obvious villain in the novel, the government is just as corrupt, just in a different way. Burgess uses satire to expose how institutions manipulate people for power. The police are brutal, the scientists are cold. The politicians only care about Alex when they realize they can use him for propaganda. After the Ludovico technique fails, the state suddenly pretends they care about his rights. They apologize, not because they did something wrong, but because they want to save face. In this way, A Clockwork Orange critiques not just youth violence, but state violence. Systems that punish instead of rehabilitate, that value control more than compassion. Burgess's warning is clear. The solution to violence can't be authoritarianism. If we replace one kind of dehumanization with another, we haven't solved anything. We've just put a nicer suit on cruelty. In the end, A Clockwork Orange isn't just about a violent teenager. It's about what it means to be human. Through its invented language, its exploration of choice, and its powerful structure, the novel challenges us to think critically about morality, freedom, and the role of the state. Burgess reminds us that real goodness can't be programmed. It has to be chosen. Because without choice, we are just clockwork, machines pretending to be alive.